Hi, everyone, and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and examine client case studies. I'm Valerie Lett, and I'm e-learning expert at iSpring, and I'll be presenting for you today. We've been on the market for about 20 years, creating top quality products for e-learning and online training. We have a long history of trust with our customers all around the world. Today, we are going to cover a very interesting topic. We will talk about training content creation hurdles, 6 tips for training organizations. But before we start, I would like to cover a few technical points. First, if you are not able to attend the whole session, please don't worry, as this webinar is being recorded and you'll get a link to replay sometime after the webinar. However, I do encourage you to stay with us up until the very end, as this is a great opportunity to address your questions directly to me. To do that, just submit your questions in the question box, which you'll find on the right side of your GoToWebinar panel. Please be active, send your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, let's get started. Why did I decide to focus on the content creation process in today's session? Because I know it can really be challenging and time and money consuming for many training organizations. However, this process doesn't have to be overwhelming, overcomplicated, and much too expensive. For many training organizations I worked with, we were able to find a solution that fit their needs. Moreover, they are now able to create effective and interactive content with results that are easy to track, hassle-free. Let's move on to the challenges that training organizations face in the content creation process. First, let's talk about time and money-consuming challenges. There are 3 cases that I'd like to cover. The first one is when training organizations use third-party services for content creation. This can cost you a lot of money because they create content once and you pay for it. But anytime you need to update your content, you'll need to pay for each update. The second challenge is that the process of tracking results is not automated. Most of the time, training organizations track results manually, which is very time-consuming. The third challenge is the fear of the new and unknown, which can really keep the process from moving forward. You can detect this challenge when you have lots of what if questions, like what if the tool doesn't work for us? What if I spend too much money and the outcome isn't satisfactory? What if we spend too much time learning the new tool and there are other tools that work great and are less complicated, and others? My question is, do you also face these challenges? Now, let's move on to the next big group of challenges, and all of them are about effective learning outcomes. And the first one in this group is when you present your training materials as docs, PDFs, and PPTs. But what's wrong with that? Well, nothing. If you don't want your learners to retain the content, it's a well-known fact that in order to learn something, reading is not sufficient. To make content stick, you need to offer your learner the option to interact with it. There are lots of ways you can do that, but we talk about this later. And that brings us to the next challenge, which is to be able to create competitive content. Let's face it, we all want our service to stand out, and it's really hard to achieve that through plain docs and presentations. You want your content to receive the highest rates from your learners, don't you? The last challenge here is when a training organization already has an LMS with a built-in tool for content creation, which is awesome because it makes the training process easier compared to the old-fashioned way. However, as far as content creation is concerned, most of these built-in tools have limited functionality, which can result in low learning outcome. So let me also start another poll. Do you face any of these challenges? All of these challenges can be addressed with an authoring tool that is perfect for your needs. So let me go ahead and jump to the how part right away. There are three top authoring tools on the market: Articulate 360, Adobe Captivate, and iSpring Suite Max. Each of these tools is well suited for a particular type of scenario. One solution will work for you when it's necessary to launch a lot of e-learning content immediately, while others provide a complex and detailed foundation for authoring. On our website, we have a detailed review article that you can go ahead and check out. Now, let's see how iSpring can help you with each challenge. Challenge number one: when a training organization uses third-party services for content creation. With iSpring, you have your own authoring tool like iSpring Suite that allows you to create your training materials in-house without going to a third-party services. Having your own authoring tool enables you to tailor courses with all your own content. They are more in tune with users and therefore more readily accepted. And anytime you need to update your content, you can quickly do that yourself without spending additional fees for such services and wasting your time on back and forth reviewing. Challenge number two: when the process of tracking results is not automated. iSpring Suite comes with a built-in quiz maker that allows you to create interactive assessments where points are assigned automatically, so you don't have to assess them manually. Another great feature of iSpring QuizMaker is that uh, reports can be easily sent to you or your students via email. And challenge number three: fear of the new and unknown that can stop the process from moving forward. Remember, it's that challenge where we asked lots of what if questions. Here, I'd like to talk about our clients and why they choose iSpring. What our clients love most about iSpring Suite is the fact that it's a PowerPoint add-in, which makes it super easy to use. Because if you know how to use PowerPoint, you'll know how to use iSpring. iSpring is well known for having a zero learning curve, and you can create training content with no IT or design experience, thanks to built-in content library. Top review website for e-learning such as Capterra, G2, and e-learning industry have lots of reviews for iSpring tools, so you can go ahead and check them out. You also have award-winning technical support available 24/7 via chat and email. Our specialists are always happy to help. And webinar series that are free to watch can also save your time and address some of the questions you may have when choosing an authoring tool. Now, let's see what iSpring has to offer in terms of effective e-learning outcomes. Challenge number one: when you present your training materials as docs, PDFs, PPTs, which is not that engaging and doesn't help when learning the material. With iSpring Suite, you can create or supercharge your presentations with interactive elements like quizzes, interactions, role plays, and screencasts that will help you engage your students in the learning process and increase their attention and focus on the material that they have to study, which will result in better content retention. Challenge number two: when you need to be able to create competitive content. According to our clients' experience with the outstanding features available in iSpring, they were able to build a variety of contents that their students would prefer over other learning materials. Even though it's super easy to build, the outcome looks extremely professional. And challenge number 3, when a built-in tool has limited functionality. Even if you have an LMS, you can still complement it with iSpring Suite and leverage all the options available. If you are not sure if iSpring will work with your LMS, please don't worry. We constantly test LMSs that are out there on the market to make sure our tool is compatible. We even have a list on our website that already has over 150 LMSs that are compatible. Now, let me show you the tool, iSpring Suite, in action. And I'm going to focus on building a course in iSpring Suite Max. I want to start with you from scratch to show you how quickly you can create an engaging course with video interaction and a small quiz in iSpring Suite Max. Then I'll show you how to upload our courses to iSpring Space and of course demonstrate how to share the course with your team. Great. I'm excited to switch to a practical part and create a course together with you. We'll be working on a course on a vital topic, fire safety. Before we move to the practice, let me show you how the course built in iSpring Suite Max looks. I pre-uploaded the course to iSpring Learn LMS, and we will take a look at it from the learner's perspective. Now let's imagine that I'm a new employee, and as a part of my onboarding program, I have to take the training on fire safety in our office. When I go to my user portal, I immediately see that this course has been assigned to me. I click on it to show you how it will look on the user's end. You can see the interactive player that I can use to navigate through the course. And let me go to the next slide. And here is a YouTube video embedded right in my course. There is also an interaction that helps me learn about different types of fire extinguishers. And lastly, there is a quiz to check my knowledge. Looks great. Okay, I have completed the course in the LMS. And if you would like to learn more about iSpring Learn LMS, we have a dedicated webinar on that topic. Let us know in the chat box and we'll share a link with you after the session. Now let's build this course in iSpring Suite Max. I'll minimize this window and go back to the PowerPoint app. To start working in iSpring Suite Max, I need to activate my subscription by logging into my iSpring Space account. This will give me an opportunity to collaborate with my colleagues and get full access to iSpring Suite and content library. To do that, I'll click on the login icon in the iSpring Suite tab, and this window pop up and prompt me to sign in. After I click on that button, and now I have been logged in. So you can change all this details, your login and password in the profile settings in iSpring Space. Now let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. And you may notice that now I'm logged in as Valerie Lett here. Now let's get to the course creation. So slide number 1. To make my course more engaging, I will start by adding templates, characters, and their surroundings. Luckily, I don't have to search for all of this online or bother a designer because I can find all of this in Content Library. which is part of iSpring Suite Max. Let's start with slide templates. When you open slide templates, you can find plenty of templates. For example, urban style, orbital, light, or harmony, and of course, many others. Each template has ready-made slides on different parts of a course, such as title, main menu, video, theme, and much more. Let's choose the first one for my course. Now, I'm going to change the picture and find the right image for my presentation. To save time, I've already created a resource folder with all the pictures and text files. Now I just copy and paste the course title. It will be fire safety and the description. Good. So let me then go forward to the next slide. In my course, I'll create a step-by-step plan on what to do in case of fire emergency. And to introduce my learner to the topic, I want to share an instructional video. And I'll start by adding a background. I'll simply go back to iSpring content library. And this time I choose backgrounds. Let's select the office picture. I believe that's which one? Let's say some call center or workplace. I just added by clicking Insert. To make it less bright, I'll create a white transparent shape. To do that, I'll go to Insert tab on the PowerPoint and choose Shape, Rectangle, cover the entire image. Then I need to make it transparent, so I'm going to go to choose the quick shape, transparent shape. And the last step is to change the color to white. And in the formatting, I'm going to choose transparency to 32%. Okay, perfect. Next, I will add the video itself. There are different ways to add a video to your course in iSpring Suite. You can create a new video, insert a video file from your computer, record your screen, add a YouTube video, or even insert video through the web object feature. In my case, a YouTube video would work best. On the iSpring Suite ribbon, you can see this option, YouTube button. I'll going to click right here and enter the link to this video from YouTube. Let me preview it to make sure that this one is the correct one, and then click OK. Now I'm also going to resize this video to fit our slide better and put it here. Okay, good. Let's make our course even more interactive. To do that, I'm going to add a character. So let me go back to the content library, choose character here. So iSpring Content Library has a diverse selection of characters that represent different ethnicities, occupations, actions, and even emotions. We constantly update Content Library and we are always happy to hear your suggestions. So I would definitely encourage you to use characters in your courses, simply because it creates an emotional connection between the learner and the content and involves them more in the training process. For my course, I obviously need a firefighter. To find this character, I need to select industrial. And after that, in the closing section here on the filter, and let us choose Vincent. I want him to be pointing at our video. So let's select this filter. And this pose looks great. Now I will click on Insert to add him to my slide. And let's move him a little bit to the right and resize him like that. And I'm also going to crop him a little bit so this character will fit my slide. Like that. Okay, now looks good. So now I want to add a word bubble with the video description. To add a word bubble, I will move to the PowerPoint Insert tab and then choose Shapes, Callouts here. And let me put it here and change the direction to our character. Let me also change the design to make it more neutral. And let me also copy and paste the description. Okay. Good. Okay, now this slide is ready. After my learners watch the video, I want them to better memorize the steps on how to act in case of fire emergency. There is a total of 5 steps, but to save time, I will only create the slide with step number 1, analyze the situation, because other steps have the same exact structure. I will use another template for this slide. I will go back to the same set of templates, and this time I'm going to choose company mission. Click Insert. Now I want to change the background to our office picture. I will move the overlay layer a bit to delete the background. Just delete it. And I'll go back to Content Library and choose the same office picture. The last step is to right-click on the image and set it back. Okay, and return to overlay layer, like that. Looks great. Now I'm ready to add my text. Let me copy and paste the text. So instead of company mission, will be step number 1. And the description of this step. right here. Good. And let me also change the format of the text. I'm going to go home and choose bullets. Now it looks great. Okay, it looks almost perfect, but I think this quotation mark doesn't look good for the topic. So I'm going to delete it. And instead, I'm going to go to the content library and select a different symbol. For this slide, I'll choose icon thought process. This one will be good. Let me click insert and put it right here. And I'm also going to change the color of this icon. Go to format and choose red. Our slide is ready now. And let us jump to create an interaction. Another key component of the fire safety training is learning what types of firefighting appliances where are and how you should use them. To help my learners with that, I'll add an interaction with various types of fire extinguishers. To save time, I'm going to duplicate the last slide and copy and paste a new title and a description. Like this. Good. This time, I will move the text box to the side and resize it. Also delete our icon. It's not necessary here. Okay, that looks good. And I also want to bring in our character Vincent. So let me go to iSpring Suite 10 again, characters, and choose Vincent with fire extinguisher. Again, resize him a little bit and crop. Okay, good. I'm ready to add our interaction. And before I do this, I want to you to share what types of content you usually use in your courses. So is it a video, audio, perhaps quizzes, interactions, or dialogue simulations? So I've just launched a poll, and you are more than welcome to vote. I will give you approximately 30 seconds for that. Okay, I see that some of you created videos, quizzes. Good. A lot of you basically create videos. Good. Interactions. That's also good. Okay, so let me then get back to my presentation, and we are going to create an interaction. Let me close it. Thank you, guys. I'll start by adding a new PowerPoint slide. So let's just go here and choose a new slide. We can just choose title only, for example. Now I'll go to the iSpring tab and click on Interactions. First, I need to save my course. Let me save it. Okay, as you can see, iSpring Suite has 12 types of interactions to use in a huge variety of training situations. With these interactive templates, you can present your training content and engage your learners. For example, interactions will help you show the history of your company, your product details, and an interactive pie chart with your data. For my course, I'm going to choose steps. You can start by adding introduction and summary slides, but to save time, I will just copy my steps and a short description. So let me create the first one. It will be power fire extinguisher, and I'm going to enter description here. Good. And I also want to add pictures from my pre-made content folder. To do that, I will go to the Insert tab and click on the Insert Picture. Interaction number first. And also I'm going to use text wrapping to look it more nice. It's actually very easy to do. I'm going to repeat this for my other steps. Step number 2. The second one is carbon dioxide fire extinguisher, and it is used for computers, by the way. You can remember that because if your computer, if you need to use the fire extinguisher for your computer, you should use carbon dioxide. Let me choose the picture. Again, use wrapping. And step number 3, fire hose cabinet. You can use it for soft furniture, wooden furniture, etc. This one. And again, text wrapping. Good. When your interaction is done, you can preview it by clicking on Preview. Let me preview from the beginning. You can navigate through the interaction using the player navigation buttons or by clicking on the buttons in the interaction itself. Plus, you can see how the interaction will look on different devices like desktops, tablets, phones, portraits, and also landscape mode. And if something doesn't look right, you can easily fix it prior to publishing. It saves so much time. And actually, I think the blue color doesn't match my overall course design, so I'm going to change that. I'll click on colors and I'm going to change tab border to red and button background. Hover background as well. Now it looks good, right? When you're ready, just press save and close to continue with the course. So now our step-by-step guide is ready. I think my course looks great now. And I want to add a quiz to check my learner's knowledge. To create a quiz, I'm first going to add a new PowerPoint slide. You're going to go to Home, choose the PowerPoint slide template. And now I'll go back to iSpring Suite and click on Quiz right here. With iSpring Quizmaker, you can easily create beautiful assessments, set up custom scoring, and evaluate learners' progress online. You can choose between graded quiz and survey questions. Let me choose a graded quiz for this particular course. And I want to show you the questions tab first. You can see here 14 different types of questions. They are multiple choice, true or false, essay, and my favorite, drag and drop question. It gives you almost unlimited possibilities for creating effective and pleasant looking assessments. And it's super easy. You can switch between two editing modules, two editing modes in the iSpring Quizmaker interface. Use the form view to quickly enter the question and answer text, and slide view for changing the appearance of the slide. And if you would like to learn more about iSpring Quizmaker, you are welcome to watch 2 webinars on how to work in iSpring Quizmaker like a pro on our YouTube channel. For my first question, I'll choose sequence. In the slide view, I'm going to add the question text. Let me see. Here's the question text. And a background picture. To do that, I'll go to Insert tab and choose Background. Let's select an office picture again. For example, meeting room, this one. And I will also create a shape for the text to make it more visible, like that. To add my answers, I am going to switch to form view again. Let me see, I have several options that you need to sequence to put in an order, right order. Good. And on the right side, we have slide options that you can use to change quiz settings. At the bottom of the page, you can easily change the feedback for both correct and incorrect answers. And let me then add my next question, and it will be hotspot. So I will ask my learners to identify the fire safety rules violations. I'll add question text here. Identify and mark fire safety rules violations. And in the form view, I will upload another image. This one. Okay. In my case, the boxes here close the emergency exit. So let's create a hotspot over this area. Like this. And this will be our correct answer. I chose the oval shape and the shape over the boxes right here. Now I'm going to switch to slide view to ensure everything looks good. The last one will be a drag and drop question. Now I'll add another office background. Let me choose call center, for example. Let me find it first. As you may notice, we have a lot of different backgrounds, so you will be able to choose uh, the one that will suit you better. Good. And next, I will insert the objects. Go to picture, choose fire extinguisher, and resize it a little bit so it will be more realistic. Put it on the desk. Then insert flowers, resize it, put it here, and I'm going to insert fire. Make it smaller. Okay, good. Now I'm also going to, in the drag and drop items, I'll choose any drop target. So for fire extinguisher, the match will be fire, and for flowers, there will be no match. And also let me change the question title. How to use the computer. Choose the proper item and drag and drop it on the computer. Of course, the flowers will have no match because you cannot put fire out with your with a vase. So now for the fun part, let's preview this question. And we'll see how it works. Let us choose fire extinguisher, submit, and you can see that the answer is correct. Everything looks great. Let's close this window and save the quiz. Of course, there is much more you can create using iSpring Suite. And please let me know in the chat box which features you want to learn more about. So we've done a great job in just several minutes, and we created a course. So now we are ready to publish it. You can find the publish button on the iSpring Suite ribbon right here. As you can see, there are several publishing options available. You can just convert your course and save it on your computer. You can also publish the course directly to iSpring Learn LMS like I did to show it to you in the beginning of our webinar. You can also create SCORM packages that are compatible with many LMSs or even publish your course to YouTube. In my case, I'm going to publish the course to my iSpring Space account to be able to share it with my colleagues. So let me click publish. It just depends. The processing depends on how many, if you have any videos or audios on your slides, or you have like big pictures like I have in my slide. So every time will be different. Okay, so now I'm going to click on manage content. Here you can see the list of the courses uploaded to the account. Now I want to share the course with just created with my colleagues to see if they have any comments or would like to add something to it. I just click on course and then choose the course. I can click on preview. And click on collaborate and copy this link to share with my colleagues. Now I can send it via email or even to those colleagues who are not registered to the account however, who are registered in the account, they can leave their comments right in the system so that content author will understand that the presentation needs to be changed somehow or something like that. Okay, guys, we did a great job today. We created a course using iSpring Suite Max with a video interaction and a short test. We also uploaded the course into iSpring Space, and we learned how you can share your courses with your team and learners. Plus, this is just one of many examples of what you can achieve with iSpring. And hopefully now you will be able to kickstart your online training with our solution. Now I'm ready to move on to a Q&A session. So let me see if we have any questions. So any questions, guys? Okay, so I believe I have a question. Let me see. Can you start with a ready-made PowerPoint presentation and enhance it in iSpring Max, iSpring Suite Max? Yes, sure. You can just open your ready-made PowerPoint presentation and then add quizzes, interactions like we did, and then upload it to your learning management system, to iSpring Space, or just to your website. It is possible. Let me see other questions. What is the storage limit of iSpring Space? Is there a file size restriction when using video content? So I would like to mention that there is no limit when you add a video to your presentation, but if you want to upload it to the web interface, iSpring Learn, iSpring Space, the limit will be 2 gigabytes. Do you have any other questions? Oh, I have a question from Jericho. Is Suite software free? iSpring Suite is not free, and I will send you our pricing info. We offer different packages. Any other questions, guys? I will be glad to assist you with your questions if you have any. Oh, I have a question from Veronica. Can you give us a copy of the presentation? Yes, sure. So this presentation will be sent over to you. Anyway, Veronica, if you would like to get, yeah, both, sure. I will send you all the presentations then. Good. I believe I have your email address. Cassandra, thank you so much as well. Yeah, you're attending our webinar from the Philippines. Good to hear. So, guys, thank you so much for your time today. And I shared with you my email address. You can uh, always uh, send your questions there. So we are going to wrap up. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, I wish you a very good day. Goodbye.